Hello everyone, and welcome back to Portland, Michigan. This is the race that started it all for me. The first race in Portland was my very first Hare Scramble, my very first race I had ever ridden in on a dirt bike. So we're starting out here and I look down the line to my right. What is that, like 50 people? There are all kinds of people in my class. Making sure I'm cleaning the camera off for you guys. And I look to my left, there's Tyson next to me and Zach next to him. On my right is Matt's brother-in-law and Matt. And then next to them actually is Paul. So everyone that I talk to and that I hang out with is right here at the beginning. So before this race, I had the flu and I had a fever, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to race this, but I came out and I was going to do it anyway. So I started out and kind of let everyone get ahead of me so I wouldn't get run over by the whole pack. And directly in front of me there on that KTM, that's Paul. Just to his right is Zach, and all the way to the right in that bright yellow shirt is Tyson. So we're starting out here and we're all right clumped together at the beginning. And I absolutely love the beginning of these races because everyone's just in big piles, everyone's stuck together. Look at all those people behind me, in front of me. This is all the same class. That's crazy. But I love when we're all jumbled up and just piled up at the beginning here because you get to make some fun passes. It's just hectic. There's crazy things that happen and you've got to make decisions on how to best fight through it. So I go to the left here and I get up directly behind Paul, and right in front of him is Zach, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get by Paul. Coming in on the corners, trying to cut him sharp on him a little bit. Maybe I can get inside, maybe he'll get a little loose or something and I'll get by. And we're coming up here and it's sandy and there's just a bunch of tight corners. And oh, I run into Paul a little bit, I hit his leg. It was just a little love tap though. He looks like he's alright. So I come up, and again, it's jumbled up, and I get by Zach, and I get by Paul both at the same time. And then this guy on the KTM here comes around the right. I have no idea where that guy came from. And this actually is the bypass around the Enduro cross section, but apparently they don't want us doing the Enduro cross section when we're all jumbled up at the beginning. They just think it would be too much chaos and people could end up getting hurt. I don't know. I actually think that might be kind of interesting. It might be kind of fun, but that's just my opinion, you know. I don't know. It seems that a lot of people are of the opinion that you should just let people by, and they don't want jumbled up messes, and they don't want people to kind of position themselves so other people can't pass. And I don't know. To me, like, this is fun right here. Like, I don't want these guys just to let me by. That would be no fun at all. Why would I want them just to let me by? What I want is to try to figure out how to get past them. And that's what I'm trying to do here on the outside. It doesn't work, but it's just fun trying to figure out how to get past these pile-ups and these messes. And I go around the outside, I get past a few people here, and then I look up ahead, and there's these guys just cutting up straight across this corner. They just skipped the corner completely. And now, you know, I was saying before that, like, I like to figure out how to get by the mess, but at the same time, you can't just cut the corner completely off and skip to a different part of the track. Like, that's kind of cheap in my opinion. Got guys falling down and roosting me. Oh, it's just a big, lovely mess. It's awesome. That guy right in front of me now with the mohawk on his helmet, I'm pretty sure that guy's a B-class rider that couldn't get his bike started at the beginning. I think that's the guy that actually loaned Matt his bike when his bike was down. And then I got a big piece of mud on the lens there, so I skipped forward a little bit closer to when I wipe it off, because that's just annoying to me. I hate having that on there. There we go, wiped it off. And there's still a little smudge on there, you can see it a little bit, but as long as I'm not facing directly into the sun, it all seems to be good. So right now we're riding this wood section. There's kind of a creek down in the bottom, and you just weave your way back and forth through this thing. And when I spoke to Tyson, he really didn't like this section. He thought it was, I don't know, he thought it was I don't really know. He just was of the opinion that he did not like it. Now, Zach and I both thought that this wood section actually was pretty fun. It was open enough to where you didn't have to let anybody pass you. Like the fast guys, when they're lapping you, you didn't have to let the fast guys by. Like, they could just get by you. And oh, look at the... it's calamity. There's people falling all over the place, laying on top of each other. And now I got to figure out how to get by this guy. But actually, I didn't really have anybody pass me in the woods. Everywhere that someone was passing me was out on the motocross track or in the, there's like a grass field area. They were passing me in that, but nobody was really passing me through any of this. Oh, so I get past that guy, and now I got this guy on the, it's a pink Yamaha in front of me. Well, it's white with pink. And I don't know, it looks like it might be like a 95 or something. I really like the old YZs. So I'm following him. And I'm keeping right up on him, and that is a cool bike. If you are watching this video right now and that's you in front of me and you're riding that, that's a cool bike. I like your bike. Sorry, I'm still a little sick here. Gotta try to keep my throat clear. And yeah, we're going down through here, and I'm keeping a good pace. One thing I will say about this race as compared to the first race that I rode in was I am keeping a much better pace. I'm feeling a lot more confident on the bike. There's not as many people passing me. I'm just doing well. And some of the corners up in here are extremely sharp. And there were guys that just kept taking the wrong corners and getting kind of lost, and it's crazy. There's a few of them that were just like right there. That guy keeps going straight, and I managed to make the corner, and then he comes down the wrong way, and he's holding everyone up. I'm just like, oh, get out of the way. And then these guys up on the right here, this guy in blue, he just decides that he didn't need to follow the trail at all. He'll just, you know, make his own trail, whatever he thinks is fastest. So, all right, whatever. So now I've got to catch him. This was a tight little turn. Down a hill, another tight little turn. And right here, there ended up forming two lines. There was an inside line, and then you can see a little bit, there's an outside line right there. And by the end of the race, that inside line was just thrashed, and the outside line was actually the place to be. So I'm following this guy in blue. And you look up ahead right there to the left, and I think Tyson's in that group. I'm not sure if he was piled up in there or not, but I think I'm sitting right now around like 20th position, and Tyson was a little bit ahead of me, so I think he was like right up in that group. Tyson actually, he's doing really well right now. He's probably up somewhere close to the top 10. At the end of the first lap, he was in 12th, so he's somewhere up real close to them. He's doing real well. Which is kind of funny because when we started, he was kind of back with Zach and I don't know if he somehow managed to wriggle through the pileups and get way up there to the front or how exactly it happened, but he managed to get up there quite a ways ahead of where Zach and I were. And of course, once we get out here to the motocross track, guys just start leaving me and just start tearing it up and getting by. This guy on the left in the yellow, he's a ex-rider. And I'm slow on the motocross track. I say it every single video where we ride on a motocross track. I just need to... Wow, look at that guy. That's what I need to do. I need to be doing that. If I could get more practice out on the motocross track, I think that would help me in my riding just pretty much everywhere. In the woods, out here in this loose stuff like this, just pretty much everywhere. There's this little jump with the log there. And I think that used to be just logs the first race. I think they pushed some dirt up to it, and I was a lot more comfortable the second time around. Look at that, I'm hitting 46 miles an hour down there in the right-hand corner. And that on the left that just passed me, that was that Brandon guy from Indiana. I'm pretty sure that was him. And he got by me, and he looks like he's going pretty fast, like he's trying to make up some time. And the interesting thing, if I look at the points right now, it looks like he got a did not finish. And the guy that was actually second in the points moved up into first. And I believe because he didn't finish, Todd Arnold, I think that's his name, he actually took the points and he actually like won our class. So that kind of sucks for that guy from Indiana to go all the way through the series and then lose it on the last race, but that's sometimes the way it is. And if Todd actually did win, because I'm not sure how drops and points and stuff actually work, if Todd actually did win, like, congratulate, he's on my Facebook's friends list. I've got him on there, and congratulations to you. So we're out here on the I call this the grass track, or the pasture, or whatever this is. But if you look, none of these guys are walking away from me. These guys that were actually just destroying me out on the motocross track, who were way faster, I'm catching up to them now. And I'm in the weeds, but besides, just ignore that. But yeah, I've definitely improved quite a bit, because here on the grass track, even though I don't feel like I'm going that fast and I feel like I could be going a lot faster, I'm keeping up with these guys. And that guy in the blue that shot past me on that corner, that kind of bypassed it, that's him right in front of me right now. I'm actually catching up to him. So anytime there were sharp little corners, I would catch these guys. And look at this guy on the right that I passed. He's got like a little bit older, I think it's a little older CR, and I pass him because we're not out on the motocross track, you know, we're just out here on some relatively flat ground taking corners and stuff, you know, and I keep up with everybody. I do well with everybody else on that. But if you watch, as soon as we get back on that motocross track, that guy on that CR, he's just gonna hit the jumps all fast like I should be hitting them, and he's just gonna take off. And it's just that I need to get comfortable, more comfortable on the bike. The truth is, the only riding that I actually do is at these races. I mean, I do a little bit of trail riding, but not really all that much. I need to get out to these tracks and actually get some practice in. Let's see, I think right here's where the guy on the CR actually gets past me. Yeah, right there on the left. That's a nice bike too. And you can tell, look at that guy just walking away from me here. He's just faster than me out on the motocross track where I'm not comfortable. Then we've got a section of, I don't know, I guess you'd call these whoops, but they were jumps for me. They might be whoops for the motocross riders, but for me they were little jumps. One thing that's really cool about the hare scrambles that aren't necessarily in the woods is that you can look up ahead and you can see all these people in front of you, and you can kind of recognize some of the other guys that are in your class. There's one guy that wears all black and he rides a CR 500, and I'm not sure if it was this lap or the next lap. I got up real close to him. I didn't end up making the pass. I didn't end up getting by him. But it was just cool that I could tell, like, hey, that's that guy. I recognize him from my class. I've ridden in a few races against him, and I can look up ahead and be, okay, he's one corner ahead of me, or he's 2 corners ahead of me. I know that that specific guy is in my class. In this section here, I think they were just trying to make things a little bit different, doing the curves and stuff and coming back to the track. But I actually wish they wouldn't have took those little jumps out, because I'm not comfortable with the bigger jumps. I'm kind of afraid of those. But those smaller jumps, actually, I really like those because they help me out to get used to jumping the bike. And as I do more and more of the smaller jumps, I get used to the larger jumps. So I kind of wish they would have left those jumps in, but I'm just going to have to take my own time sometime and go ride on a motocross track and just get used to it. If you look up ahead again, that's that guy in blue. Way back from at the beginning when he got past. And I'm not really gaining on him too much, but he's not really leaving me on this motocross part. I guess he kinda is. Look at him way up there. I stand corrected. He is leaving me in the motocross section. But now we're heading back into some more trail conditions. And I think I'm more comfortable than a lot of these other guys were. As you can see, I'm catching him fast now. I'm gaining exceptionally fast on him. And now we're gonna go down into the I think they call it a Euro section or an Enduro cross section or whatever it is, and it's all these rocks. And because that guy was in front of me, I had to go slower than I wanted to. It's hard to go slow through the rocks. You actually need a little bit more speed. Coming across these, and these logs are a lot bigger than they look too. I wouldn't say that section was hard, but you definitely have to pay attention. Then there's these little jumps, and I almost carried my momentum into those tractor tires or whatever those are. Now we come back down into the wood section for just a little bit before we get to scoring. And I think my favorite part of this entire course was this wood section. I don't know, I've got to disagree with Tyson. I thought the wood section was fun. Whoa, I'm getting a little wobbly though. I need to not be so wobbly. Alright, so I come down, we're coming up through scoring. I drive under the scanner, look over at the monitor. I'm in 22nd position, which for as far back as I started, and is the way that I'm feeling coming off of the flu. I was actually in bed for 4 days. I had a fever for 3 days, and then I was up all night. It was bad. And you guys know what else the flu entails, all that nasty stuff. I don't have to explain it, but it was bad. It took a lot out of me. So for as bad as that was, I'm actually doing pretty well. So I'm following this guy, I need to make a pass, and he goes down. I get by him, so now I'm in 21st. And as big as the field looked, as many guys as there were in my class, I think I'm doing pretty well. Look up ahead, here's another slower rider. I don't know if he's in my class or not. I really do wish that we had another way of telling what class they were in besides that letter on the back of the helmet. That just does not work. But I guess nobody made a suggestion to change the rule, so we're going to be stuck with it for another year. Maybe next year. I don't know. I didn't think of anything myself that would make it better, so. But I am making some passes on some people. I got past that guy. There's this guy in front of me here. And I'm not exactly sure what class he's in. But I get by him also, which probably puts me somewhere in the top 20. And I think there was something like 39 riders. I think that's what it ended up being. I thought there were more. When we were trying to count them at the beginning, it seemed like there were more that were lined up, but maybe, I don't know exactly how it happened, but official scoring said there were 39 people. So running 20th place out of 39 people, feeling the way I have, I'll take it. Back out onto the motocross course where I am slow once again. And then that guy I passed, of course he goes right back around me. And actually my second lap was my fastest lap. My first lap I believe was the slowest, but that was because of the pile-ups and all that. My second was the fastest, and then it was just all downhill from there. But oh, whoa! I almost wrecked right there. I don't know what happened. I tried going slow over that jump, and somehow it like loaded my back shock or something, and that back tire jumped up. The seat popped me right in the butt, and I lost my feet off of the pegs, and it was almost bad. So we're coming back down into the grass track, and I'm looking up ahead, and every time we get on the grass track, every time we get in the woods, I look up and I see people and I start catching them. And right here I'm letting some of the faster guys by, which sometimes is a really good thing for me because these guys are faster. I kind of watch them, and I watch how they come into the corner, and I watch where they brake, I watch where they slow down, where they accelerate, and it actually helps me sometimes to let one of the faster guys go and then just follow them until I can pass this, or I can catch up to the slower guys that are in my class and then make passes on them. I always like this section right here. It'd be kind of cool though if they would add some, just like a long section of whoops through one spot. I don't know, I just think that'd be kind of fun. Here's one of the faster guys stalling his bike out in front of me. And this section right here was fun also. You get up some speed, and you can't tell, but right here, you jump and you actually land out on the track. That was really cool. And then I chicken out for the jump. And then right here, you see how the berm's all up there and people go up and they hit it off fast. Well, since I'm slower anyway, I just figured I might as well take the inside. I'm not going to go fast to hit this jump. It's not like I need the extra speed because I'm too scared to do it anyway. So I just figured I'd take the inside each and every time. And pay attention, that guy in blue that just went by me, he gets up there way ahead of me on these jumps and stuff where I'm afraid to go fast. And now up here he's gonna wipe out and I'm gonna catch him in a second. Look at that guy on the side. He's just like, screw the motocross course completely. I'm just, whatever, man, I'll ride in the grass. Alright, so there's the guy in the blue. He wiped out. He was just destroying me out here on the motocross track, and now that we get into this stuff, it's a little rougher, it's a little tighter, there's not as much room. He just acts like he doesn't have nearly as much confidence as he did before, and this is actually where I do have some confidence, so I'm keeping up with him. And since this was the last race of the year, I'm not going to get to ride any more races, and I'm not going to get to compete in any more of these, but if there's some motocrosses or something later on this year and I can ride in the old guy class or something, I might give one of those or two of those a try. I might see how it goes. I'll have to see. But if I could get out on the motocross track and just get comfortable, I think that would make a big difference come next year for these hare scrambles. Oh, and look at that guy, went down hard. Get by him, jump back out onto the track. And then this you gotta go slow over it, and then you can jump the second one because there's a corner. If you were to jump that one, you just would totally miss the corner. And I think right here I got my throttle stuck a little bit. Had to slam my brake. But I really do think that riding a few motocrosses would just overall make me a better rider, get me more comfortable with the jumps, but just in general, when you hammer on that throttle, feeling the back end brake loose, I don't really run into that too much when I'm doing the trail riding, but if I could get out on the motocross track and get used to that, laying into the corners and then just hammering the throttle back on. I'm pretty sure that would help me out. Another thing that I think helped me out a bit for this race was I stiffened my suspension up. And by a significant amount. I went like 16 clicks harder. And I think it helped out. Listen to me wring that bike out. I'm gonna have to change the piston this winter. So here we go back through the Enduro cross section. Here I'm going faster. Going faster through the rocks, faster through the tires, and it actually smoothed things out for me a little bit. That suspension soaked it up, and that helped a lot. I still have to get used to log crossings. Hopefully next year I can actually be competitive for getting up into like some sort of trophy position. So that'll make things a lot more exciting for me as well. And probably for the viewer. I mean, if you guys were watching me try to actually win something, that'd be kind of cool. Alright, so down through scoring again. I think I was in 22nd or 23rd. Somewhere in there. I'm not positive. Anyway, I'm following this guy in front of me here. Once again, we're in the woods, so this is where I'm gonna make all my passes, is in the woods and in the grass track. And I gotta figure out a way to get around them. Let's see, yeah, in the second and third laps, I was in 22nd. So I think this is my third lap right now. So I'm not sure if this guy in front of me is in my class or not, because if I was in 22nd and I'm going to get by this guy, either I got by him and somebody else passed me, or he's not in my class anyway. So I don't know. Once again, it would be nice if I could tell, but I can't tell by looking at him. Another thing that kind of sucks is a lot of these guys, if they did have their numbers displayed or their letter displayed properly, you could probably tell. But that guy's got like if you look on the side of his number plate, his is like real bright green and I can't read it. And then the back of his helmet, I can't see anything on there at all. Maybe it's an F? I don't know.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, whatever class he's in, I'm keeping up with him. So I think that's a pretty significant improvement. If you were to go back and watch my my first race here at Portland, I'll actually put a link in the description if you should so choose to do that. But it was it was pretty awful. I would say I spent half the race actually trying to start my bike back up from stalling. So but I can tell this guy in front of me, he's not a bad rider. He's in certain parts of this, he'll get up and kind of pull away from me, and then in certain parts, I'll kind of gain on him a little bit. This is the kind of thing that makes a race fun for me. I had a lot of fun this race because I spent a lot of time like this, kind of just fighting back and forth, and he misses that corner that everybody misses. Eventually, they went and put like some logs across so that people would see that and know that they had to turn. But we ran into the same exact problem in the first race. So, I don't know. It'd probably be better if that corner just did go straight. So skipping back over here to the dirt track. I'm looking up ahead and I'm catching another guy. Now this guy, he also is not in my class. It seems like a lot of the guys I pass aren't actually in my class. But he's an F rider, and what the F riders are is they're 30 plus years old. It's a 3-hour B class. So I'm happy just to be able to keep up with those guys. You know, they're B riders. They're actually they're pretty good. Now, one thing that I've got working for me that he doesn't is he's in a 3-hour race and I'm in a 2-hour race. So he could be just pacing himself and just like trying not to wear himself out on purpose, where I'm behind him just giving it my all because I have a much shorter race. But let's just ignore that fact for a second and say, this guy's a B rider. He's out here in front of me and look at this. I'm catching up to him. I might even get by him. It's gonna be amazing. Look at this. You could tell my energy is already just fading. I should be able to pass him at any time watching this. When I watch this, I know I'm faster than what I'm going right now. And it's hard to judge because I'm not exhausted right now. It's just like, hey, why don't you just blip that throttle a little bit and zoom up right past that guy? Look at him. He's just waiting for me to pass him, allowing me to pass him, pulling over so I can pass him, and I'm barely able to pass him because I'm just exhausted. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. It's at this point in the race that my lungs just start filling up with fluid, and I'm short on breath. I've got no energy. Instead of working out like I normally would and getting ready for one of these races, I spent the last 4 days or whatever in bed with the flu, so it's just draining me. It's taking it out of me, and I'm just dying. But at the same time, I'm really wanting to finish this race because I did not finish my first time around at this track. Okay, so that's the end of the third lap. I'm still in 22nd. Looking at the score, but it's rough. I'm slowing down. You can tell I'm having a little bit harder time through here. And pretty much nothing else happens that race. Not the race, but nothing else happens that lap. So I pull in here and I'm gonna fill up my fuel. That's about the most exciting thing that ended up happening that lap. And then back out on the track. And look at, I'm not hitting it hard, I'm just going slow. Go here through the Enduro cross section and I'm tired and I'm bouncing off the tire. Oh, right off the, I can't get back on, so I just skip it. Oh man. And it's not even that my body's exhausted. It's like a mental thing. My arms are not tired. My legs are not tired. The problem is I can't breathe. I've got a huge headache. I'm feeling nauseous and I can just barely do this. I passed through scoring again and I lost 2 positions. I'm down to 24th. And then since nothing happens on the next lap, I skipped the whole next lap completely. Now I'm in 26th. And then, again, nothing happens. I'm just going slow. I'm just chugging along, going slow, trying to finish. I can't maintain any sort of speed. People are just passing me like crazy. So I pretty much skipped the whole other lap completely. This is, here you go. There's another lap down. I look out and there's the checkered flag. Oh, and what happened? My camera cut out. The battery died right there when we see the checkered flag. Anyway, I got 25th. Zach got 27th. Matt got 28th. And Tyson got a did not finish because he crashed and burned on the 3rd lap. But he was currently in 13th when he did that, so I just wanted to mention that. Tyson was doing exceptionally well. This was a great experience for me. I loved racing. I'm going to be doing it again next year, should I be able to, should work permit, should school permit, should all these different things factor in. But anyway, it was a great experience. I love doing it. I hope to do it again next year, and hopefully I'm faster and hopefully I'm more competitive. If you guys like the video, if you like the videos I do, go ahead and click the subscribe button to watch more and to keep updated, and go ahead and hit the like video because it helps me get more views on these videos. Anyway, guys, this is Booster. It's been a great year, and I'll catch you guys later.